Happy morning to you all, dear children. How are you all? I hope you all are good. Okay, so today we are going to learn from your English textbook. Okay, I want all of you to take your English textbook now. I hope whatever I have taught you in the previous class you understood well, but dear children, I told you that you should take a snapshot of the task that I give you and send it to my WhatsApp number. I told you, right? After completing your task you should take a snapshot and send it to me, but I could find only few of you are responding to that. Dear children, I want all of you to do the task. Okay, so you know why am I giving you task every day after completing each lesson? It's because only if you practice you could able to understand the topic better. Okay, so you know the proverb, practice makes a man perfect, isn't it, dear children? So it is listening to the class alone is uh, not important. Okay, so listening is important, but that alone is not sufficient. Okay, so you should have the habit of practicing. Okay, that is why I give you task. So please complete it, dear children. Take a snapshot and send it to my WhatsApp number. Okay, so let's move on to the topic today. Before that, take your textbook and turn to page number 50. Okay, so you have a poem in that page, isn't it? So the topic of the poem is Macavity the Mystery Cat. Okay, so let me explain you the topic first, children. Macavity is actually name given to the character in this poem. Okay, so even this name is given in because there is a meaning to it, has a meaning inside it. Okay, hidden inside it. You know what is the meaning of cavity? Okay, cavity means void. We can call void, void, void. Okay, void means we absence of something, we can call. Okay, absence of something is called void. So Macavity is the name given to the character because we could not find that person anywhere in this poem. When you look into this poem, you can understand why the poet has given this name to that particular character in this poem. Okay, so and the mystery cat. Okay, what do you call a mystery? Okay, I think you all know the meaning of mystery. Many of you might have known. Okay, even then I tell you what is the meaning of mystery. Mystery means something that is difficult to understand or something that is difficult to find. Okay, we call it a mystery, isn't it? So here the poet refers to the character as a mystery cat. Okay, cat is a animal which can move very fast, isn't it? Better than dogs, cat can climb and it can escape easily, and that is why the poet has given this. Okay, uh, the I mean the semblance of a cat to the character in this poem. Okay, so this is the meaning of the topic of the poem. Okay, shall we move on to the stanzas, dear children? Okay, are you all ready? So open your textbook and get ready. Okay, children, let me read out the first stanza to you. Okay, listen carefully. So how I pronounce the words, everything you should listen carefully. Only then when you read the poem on your own, you can able to read without any mistake. So listen carefully, okay, children. Okay. Macavity's a mystery cat. He's called the Hidden Paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. Okay, children, I read the stanza to you, so you can hear to this 2 or 3 times in order to pronounce the words properly. Okay, let me explain you the stanza now. Macavities. Okay, this apostrophe s doesn't mean it is the plural, it is plural form. No, it is not plural form, and it is not a possessive noun as well. Okay, usually we learn in grammar apostrophe s be used for possessive nouns, isn't it? Here it is not possessive noun also. Okay, so this is a style of writing poem. Usually many poets use this way of writing. Here Maccavities means Maccavity is a mystery cat. Okay, it's not Maccavities, it's not a possessive form. Okay, it's Maccavities is a mystery cat. Okay, so now you can understand. I think Maccavity is the mystery cat. That is what the poet is trying to say. Okay, he is called the hidden path. You know why it is called hidden path? Because many times uh, whenever police move in search for this particular character in this poem, they couldn't able to find any of the evidence that he came there. Only thing they can able to find that something is lost in that particular place. Somebody came and some crime happened in that place. That is what the police could identify. But they could not find any evidence or any fingerprints. That is why it is written he is called the hidden path. Okay. And in the second line, dear children, you can able to see he is the master criminal who can defy the law. Meaning of defy. Okay, this may be a new word to you. The meaning of defy is already given in your textbook. Okay, it means disobey. Defy means disobey. So he is called so, master criminal. So, here you can understand about whom the poet is speaking. He is speaking about a criminal, isn't it? So, these kind of words alone describes that the poet is speaking about a person and not a cat. Okay. So, this is a style of writing poem where some poets use um, animal characters in order to resemble a human. Okay, so this is called personification. Okay, so giving human characters to animals or resembling an animal into a human. Okay, these way of expressing, this way of expression is called personification. Okay, that many of the poets use in the poem, and in this poet is Eliot as well. He is using the same concept here. Okay. Now, here he says that he's a master criminal who disobeys the law. Okay, and he also says that he is the bafflement of Scotland Yard. You know what is the meaning of bafflement, dear children? Okay, it is not given in your textbook, so kindly make a note of it, dear children. Take your textbook, take one pencil and write in your textbook. Underline bafflement and write unable to understand. Okay, the meaning of bafflement is unable to understand. Okay, so this is the meaning of bafflement. So he is a person uh, who just confused the Scotland Yard. Okay, Scotland Yard is a world's famous police squad. Okay, so when we compare all the police squads of the world, Scotland Yard is the first, gets the first place. They used to search a crime very carefully and they complete a case very easily. Okay, that is the speciality of a Scotland Yard. Okay, even that Scotland Yard police, the flying squad of Scotland Yard gets confused because of this person. They could not able to understand this person. Okay, so they just whenever they try to find him, they return in despair. You know what is the meaning of despair, dear children? They lose their hope. Losing their hope is called despair. Okay, they lose their hope. And for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. It means that whenever they search for this person, they hear that there was a crime happened in a particular place, and the police reached to that particular place. And when they reached there, they couldn't able to find this person. Okay, so that is what it means in the last line. Okay, children, I hope you understand this. Shall we move on to the next stanza? Okay. Let me read it out to you, dear children. Listen carefully. McCavity, McCavity, there's no one like McCavity. He's broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation could make a fakir stare. Okay, so here he says that McCavity, there is nobody who could be compared with McCavity. Okay, he is unique. He says that he is unique. Okay, and he is a human. Sorry, he has broken every human law. Okay, he doesn't obey the law of government, and also here that doesn't mean that he has broken the law. He breaks the law of government alone, and also he breaks the law of gravity. It means that, have you seen a cat, dear children, how it climbs in the wall, tree? Okay, so that cats alone could do that, and also the cats can climb from house to house, isn't it? It will not fall down. It can jump to um, a larger distance, isn't it? It can jump very fast, and nothing happened to its leg, or nothing happens. And when it jumps from top of a building to the ground floor, nothing happens to its legs, isn't it? Usually, what is law of gravity? Something falls from a taller height to a depth below, usually it gets hurt. Okay, so that is law of gravity. The earth pulls something from upwards. Because of that force, usually the thing that is falling from um, a height will get hurt. But cats will never have that, isn't it? Cats can jump from top of a building, even then nothing happens to that. Okay, so here McCavity is similar to him. That is what the poet mean here. Okay, so he climbs from building to building. From top of a tree he climbs down, and he jumps from top of the building, nothing happens to him. Okay, he means that the poet is meaning that here. Okay, and he also says that the powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. Okay, here what is mean by levitation? Here means it is already giving your textbook. It means floating in the air. Okay, so he has the power of floating in the air. That's what the poet mean here. Okay, you know who are fakir? Okay, fakir or a religious person from Muslim community, Islam community, and it is believed that they have some supernatural powers. Okay, and the poet is saying here, even those fakirs or surprised on seeing the powers of this particular character in this textbook. Okay, I mean, in this poem McCavity has a power, has supernatural powers, which even fakirs look in surprise. Okay, when they are looking into McCavity, they look in surprise. That is what here it means. Okay, shall we move on to the next stanza? Okay, I'm going to read out the stanza to you, dear children. Listen carefully. Okay. And when you reach the scene of crime, McCavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, McCavity is not there. Okay, so here he is saying that when you reach the scene of crime, this is what I told you in the first stanza. Whenever the police gets the news that somewhere some crime happens, they used to reach there, isn't it? Once they reach the scene of crime, you could not find him anytime. Okay, but whenever you look in the basement, or it means you may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air. Okay, so they are saying that even if the police try to chase him or find him here and there, if they try to search for him, they couldn't able to find him anywhere. Okay, so you can seek in the basement, or you may look in the air, you cannot find him. Okay, that is what the poet mean here. Okay, dear children. Okay, so shall we move on to the next stanza? So this is all this stanza mean. Okay. Okay, let me tell you the read out this stanza to you. Listen carefully. McCavity's a ginger cat. He is very tall and thin. You could know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. Now, dear children, this stanza is all about the appearance of that person. Okay, how he looks like. So he's comparing that person with a ginger cat. You know what is a ginger cat, dear children? So ginger cat means the normal domestic cat. Have you seen? It looks like a tiger. Have you seen in our house, or you may see in the streets? It looks like a tiger with stripes on its body, and it don't have too much fluffy hair. The hairs will be very short and thin, and it also looks very tall. Okay, those kinds of cat are called ginger cat. Okay, he's comparing McCavity with that kind of cat because he also looks very tall and thin. Okay, and uh, and he also says that his eyes are sunken in, just like that normal domestic cat. His eyes also will be sunken in, will be like little in it will be not that much attractive. Okay, so it is similar to, he's comparing him with that ginger cat. Okay, just think about that, that domestic cat, dear children. He's similar to that. That's what he mean here, the poet mean here. Okay, and he also says about his brow means eyebrows. Okay, so his brow is deeply lined. Okay, it's a long lined eyebrow, he says. Okay, and his head is highly domed. You know what is the meaning of domed, children? You seen cats, foreheads of cats? Forehead will be like, see, look at this cat as well. It will be little wider and well as round, isn't it? So he also say, he here the poet says that even this McCavity, the person who's mentioned in this poem, looks similar to this cat. His forehead will look similar to this cat. Okay, so this is what this stanza mean. Shall we move on to the next stanza now? Okay, I'll read out the stanza to you, dear children. Just listen. Okay, listen carefully. His coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake, and when you think he's half asleep, he's always wide awake. Okay, now he's telling about the character. Okay, the appearance as well as character of this person. Okay, the coat that he is wearing is dusty because of neglect. Do you know what is the meaning of neglect here, dear children? Neglect means failing to care. Okay, if somebody fails to care something properly, it is called a neglect. Okay, so because of his care on his own appearance, because he don't care much on his own appearance, and that is why his coat was very dirty. He don't wash the coats maybe. Okay, and his whiskers are uncombed. You know what is whiskers, dear children? Have you seen the mustache? Okay, so near the nose there will be small hairs, isn't it? That is called whiskers. For cats you can able to see that, cats as well as dogs. Okay, so below the nose there will be little hair, isn't it? Lengthy, long lengthy hairs. Those hairs are called whiskers. Okay, but you can think, where will a human have a whisker? Isn't it? Humans won't have whiskers, dear children. It is actually compared with the hair. Okay, hair of the person. Okay, he never combs his hair. That is what it means. Okay, so he won't comb his hair, he won't wash his clothes. That is what this line means. Okay, and he also sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. It means that, have you seen some people will shake their head? Okay, all of it, often they will shake their head. Okay, in order to relax their shoulder. Okay, usually in cinemas you can see that rowdies and I mean Crime making people usually they'll shake their head. Okay, they try to relax their shoulders. So that here why the poet adds this stanza mean he wanted to say that he is also a just like a rowdy. Okay, so he's a criminal, isn't it? So that is why he adds this one. And also he says that sometimes we can see him, we can think that he is fast asleep, but he is always half awake. Okay, he is wide awake, not half awake, wide awake. Okay, even what is trying to mention here, the poet tried to say here is, even if we think that the this person is sleeping, even in his sleep he won't sleep completely, he will be awake inside, is a he will be half awake. Okay, he won't have a deep sleep. This is what this stanza means. Okay, children, understand? Shall we move on to the last stanza? Okay, listen. Let me read out to you. Listen carefully, children. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity, for he's a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime's discovered, then Macavity's not there. Okay, so now this is like a summary to the entire poem. Okay, here he says that he's just like a fiend. You know what is a fiend? You know what is the meaning of fiend, children? Fiend means a very cruel person. A cruel person is called fiend. Okay, and feline shape. Okay, feline shape. Feline refers to cat family. Okay, so he is a cruel person having an appearance of a cat. That is what he mean here. Okay, and he is also saying that he is also a monster. He is comparing him to a monster as well. And you know what is the meaning of depravity? Okay, depravity means moral corruption. Okay, he does corruption. He's a monster who does corruption. Okay, so he's comparing him with a fiend with a feline shape and also monster of depravity. Okay, and he also says that you can meet him everywhere. Why he compares him with monster? You know, monsters are said to have supernatural powers, and they it is said that they have evil powers. They'll be present everywhere. So similar to these monsters, Macavity is also found everywhere, but when you search for him in the crime scene, you will never find him. Okay, that is what it means. But when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. It means that if you try to find him in the crime scene, he will not be available. Okay, so this is the last stanza. Okay, children. So it is written by poet named T.S. Eliot. Okay, so let's see something about the author now. Okay, so this is the poet T.S. Eliot, and his full name is called Thomas Terence Eliot, and he was born on 26th September 1888 in USA. Actually he has two citizenship. Okay, he was a citizen of US as well as Britain. Okay, so half of his lifetime he spent it on in USA, and half of the lifetime he spent it in Britain. Okay, he is a native Briton who was born in USA. That means his parents were Britishers, but he was born in USA, therefore he has US citizenship as well. Okay, and he was a poet, essayist, and also publisher of many textbooks. Okay, he has written many books. Okay, and he also received a Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1948. Okay, and he died on 4th January 1965. Okay, dear children, so this is all about author. And task to do today. So today's task, you have 3 tasks to do today. Okay, so first and foremost, as always, learn the poem. Okay, so page number 50 and 51, from the beginning, from the topic till the end, you need to read 2 or 3 times at least. You should read. Okay, after reading the poem 2-3 times, then third stanza, go to third stanza and read the third stanza again. Then there you have a task to do. Okay, you have to describe Macavity in 2 or 3 lines of your own. Okay, after reading the third stanza, you will get one idea about Macavity. So that idea you should write in sentences of your own, at least 2 sentences. Okay, write in your rough note or a piece of paper. Okay, take a snapshot and send it to me. Then next, third task is, having read the poem, try to guess whether the poet is fond of cats. If so, why does he call Macavity a fiend or monster? Okay, so this is the third task, is a task given in your textbook. Okay, so this task is, you need to first read the poem. Okay, that you will do. Then you should guess whether the poet is a cat lover, because he compares the man with a cat, isn't it? You should have that. That is your opinion, children. It should not be that because it is not mentioned the poem anywhere that he is a cat lover. Okay, it may be your opinion. After reading the poem, you'll get your opinion, isn't it? So you can write your own opinion. And if he is a cat lover, if you think that he is a cat lover, he calls the Macavity fiend or monster, isn't it? So why he calls? So you need to write for that as well. Okay, so will you do these tasks, dear children? I hope you will do that. Okay, so I'm going to wind up today's session. Have a fun-filled day, dear children. Thank you all.